Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2. Two of the most exciting players from Europe and from the world. First, let me introduce you. In the bottom left, the Polish Zerg player. It's Elazer. And in the top right, from Mouse Sports for like 8 years now. Oftentimes known as Heromarine, but better known as Big Gabe. The German Terran. Truly embodying the spirit of Terran, whether it be intense Marine Marauder Medevac, micro, great multitasking, or complaining about the other races. Big Gabe has all of it, and in, of course, greater supply than almost anyone else. We'll have to see. Elazer is more of a... I think he's well described as a timing attack-oriented player. That sometimes can sound like he doesn't know how to play late game, but he's definitely more comfortable if we're in that 100 to maybe 180 supply marker, finding a timing and really pounding on it, especially in Zerg versus Terran. Heromarine, I've seen him, he plays mech. Like, some players, and it's every now and again they throw in the factories. Some players almost always go mech when it's in season. Heromarine, I'd say probably 30 to 40%. I don't know if it's map dependent, if it's player dependent, if it's just like whether he woke up on the right side of his incredibly large bed. But he will whip it out pretty often in his EVT. Factory, of course. We haven't seen the 2-1-1, the 2 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport for quite a while. It became very figured out for Zerg players. Like, they see it and they know exactly what to do. It's usually the choice of Terran players up against less experienced or less skilled Zerg players because it gives you a lot of control of the game. But up against a Zerg like Elazer, going for such a committed play means you've given up a lot of potential with things like Hellions and Liberators or maybe Battlecruiser or Banshees. So it definitely has fallen out of style. Creep Tumor first. I think we've kind of come to a consensus on this as well. I like to comment on the meta, such as it is. But about 80 to 90% of Zergs build a Creep Tumor with the first energy on their queen. Unless they have something like a specific all-in where they need the larva. Using that first queen from the natural to build a Creep Tumor is now a national Zerg, international Zerg pastime. And then, of course, the Reaper trying to dart in and snipe it off. And every once in a while getting it. And every once in a while getting killed is also part of the mini-game of the early game. So far, Elazer just adding on a handful more Lings. I think these are just your standard. If the Hellions sneak in, then I don't want to be completely unprepared Lings. A Banshee from Big Gabe. And a 3rd Command Center in the main, which means it's not going to be spotted. It's not part of the wall. Not going to be spotted super early, at least. No cloak on the Banshee. This is kind of I can defend a Roach All-In. Or Lingbane, even. He starts the cloak. Bullshit. Bullshit. Or, better said, bullshit. He's not going to go cloak. He's going to cancel it 3 seconds after the Overlord dies. 1, 2, 3. Well, he's going to go cloak now. Why didn't you go cloak before? You had the gas. Sorry. 6 seconds. He was busy setting up the rest of his production. 4 Hellions and a Reaper. Name a more iconic combo. Oh no! The Marines got in the way! And they, not only does he get a scout, I mean, not only does he get in the main, but he gets a scout. Those Marines, no loitering near the supply depots. How many times do I have to tell you? At every time one of those Marines thinks it's cool to stand on top of a lowered supply depot like some sort of, and take an Instagram photo or something. And then the Zerglings get in. So that's going to be very nice for Elazer. That info is a big advantage. He didn't go Overlord speed. So he had to be prepared for Banshees, maybe a Hellbat push. What he saw in the main means no. It's just Hellions, maybe an uncloaked Banshee. It's obviously not going to be Mech. Elazer now has plenty of time to prepare for what it actually is, which is going to be that more bio-focused and more quickly. Does this Banshee still kill? Dun dun dun. Randa! Get yeah, get out of here. A little bit of damage. Rock's taken down to open up more paths. 1-1 starts. Heromarine is halfway done with it. Elazer a solid minute behind. That is a big factor in engaging those Marine tank armies. Double drop loaded up. Where are the rest of the Marines? Oh yeah, they died to the Zerglings because they wouldn't stop standing on top of supply depots. Because obviously this build is meant to have 16 Marines. So that's what happens when you stand on top of lower depots. Drops at the edge of the creep. Is Armory done? Armory has not yet been started. It should be starting momentarily. There it is. As he's finishing up 1-1, getting another factory. Creep will be cleared. And her knitting crew struggling on the only spot without creep in this area. Heromarine flanked on both sides, but he does have the 1-1 Marines and some Hellions. So without a solid surround, the Marines and Hellions would do more damage than they take. The creep spread from Elazer is pretty insane. Despite Heromarine trying his best to slow it down. He's got 5 creep queens, or just map queens. Oh, come on, boys. In the pipe 5x5, am I right? Medevacs say that, changelings. I know your tricks. Marines and tanks sitting at home. Another double drop heading out to try to deal with the creep, but it's already stretching over halfway across the map. The Banshee gonna help. Heromarine doing his best as a creep sweeper. 2-2 starts for Big Gabe. Elazer has yet to invest. Should be starting soon. He's really just going at the tumors, but Elazer is replacing them quickly. There's the 2-2 from Elazer. He's creeping all over. Hydroling Bane. A strong and standard choice. It's going to be, like we've seen this game before, but I'm more than happy to see it again. Hydroling Bane up against Marine Tank Medevac. Some mines mixed in. And then... I mean, oh, that's too many Marines. Okay, that's Bane. Is he going to fight? Oh, the Marines are trying to split. That did not go incredible. That definitely could have gone better. He was on the creep. It seemed like the Marines who didn't need to move were the ones who did, and sometimes things just do not go right. It's not the end of the world at all. Of course, that's a lot of Banelings down as well. But that is not how Heromarine maybe envisioned that going. Meanwhile, a bunch of Hellbats. Banelings easily tanked by him. +2/+2 finishing. Heromarine about a minute ahead. Maybe 40 seconds. He's going to try to lean on that. He's got 200 supply. He's got 4 bases. Let's go. Let's fight. Queens. Why? Widowmine even connects with one. Doesn't quite get it. Looking for the Widow Mine hit. Oh, disgusting mine hits. Suddenly Elazer is back down 30 supply. Heromarine adjusting towards the center. He's trying to consolidate his forces somewhat. Until 2-2 is done, Elazer has to buy time. He has to buy space. He's got a hive on the way, but it's not done yet. Another queen has her knees broken. And her body eliminated. It sounds weird. Another double drop. The Widow Mines, he finds a way out. And meanwhile, Heromarine to the south. 2-2 is finishing up for Elazer. The Marines and Marauders and Medevacs are split. Looking for the surround as Elazer, but struggling to keep everything intact. He has 87 drones, so he's doing okay on the income here. He's got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases, which is up. Jimmy! Several. Meanwhile, the hive is done. Spire is finishing up. It looks like Broodlords are on the agenda. Great against the Widow Mines and just for holding a position a lot more strongly than he can right now. Of course, Corruptors against Liberators are key as well. 3-3 starts for Big Gabe almost as soon as 2-2 ends, if not exactly. Meanwhile, this army, Elazer of course predicted it. It's pretty predictable. The key for Terran is just to have a little bit more than they can deal with on both these locations. And suddenly Big Gabe, he's trying to run with one army, but loses the rest of another. Elazer's catching him out on the map. He's cornered him here. Oh. Almost lost a medevac, but Adrenal Gland's on the way. Greater Spire. +1 ranged attack, as well as +3 carapace. He's investing more in those Hydralisks. Marine still trying to make progress, but we're pretty quickly getting past the point in the game where units that start with M are going to be your entire solution. He's adding more factories, +2 vehicle plating for all those mech units. The problem is, Elazer still has 94 drones, which is not a small number, and he has 6 bases to mine from, so they're well spread out, and he's got a ridiculous income. Ghost Academy on the way, another starport. Heromarine starting to acknowledge the situation we're in. Widow Mine gets a parting shot from the grave. Meanwhile, Elazer correctly predicted on the right side. Yes, this is just one player playing on each side, by the way, for those of you that might be joining us for your first time. In the top lane is Big Gabe up against Elazer. And in the bot lane, we have Heromarine up against Elazer. The many faces of the Terran Bonjour. In the mid lane, it's relatively quiet for now. Adrenal Gland's finishing up. 8 Corruptors, +1 flyer attack. Option for Broodlords. Heromarine, I think, is kind of playing with fire now. He's far out on the map with an army. I think he kind of wants to start building Ghosts and Liberators. I mean, who doesn't? Meanwhile, no! He didn't lose as much as it sounded like. A lot was lost over here, though. He only lost about 1 medevac units on the bot lane. 5 more Widow Mines. Heromarine replaces the army he lost with exactly the same stuff. Wait, you guys look weird. Widow Mines burrow. They get some shots off. Everyone dies. Another set of medevacs picked up. More. This is one of those games that feels like playing with this army composition leaves you in a very like you're 1 or 2 battles away from losing. Or maybe a dozen Broodlords. The mid lane's heating up. Because you just don't have those later game units. If the Zerg player is able to stabilize on such an economy, you don't have the unit. It forces you into a really awkward scenario. And now, that scenario is a reality. Broodlords in the center. Heromarine attacking both fronts. Both of the other fronts. More Banelings coming down. Splits back. Banelings doing pretty okay. This base is gone. Another drop driven back. The Broodlords ripping through. The Queens to support. The knitting crew trying to sew that HP back up. Widowmine's moving forward. Heromarine forced into a semi-base trade here as he builds units that actually counter Broodlords. The Queen Broodlord army. Widowmine's finding good connections. Is there enough bio left over with the Zerglings coming? No. Those are some badly bruised medevacs. A strong gust of wind will blow them away. The Broodlords retreat, kind of sensing maybe Heromarine is gathering up for a stronger strike. And he is correct. Elazer takes out the base. Of course, there are a few more command centers where that came from. He's got like 7 command centers around here. A couple more in the main as well. Orbital commands. Dropping mules. Wait for it. I think he's busy. Oh, nibbly boys? Oh. There we go. See? He dropped a mule. Told you. So sometimes the initial Broodlord wave swings momentum so hard the Terran can't recover. That is not the case here. It wasn't much, but that's a mental victory as well. Little Baneling mine in the mix. The Broodlords, now they're ghosts and Vikings on the field. Some infestors have joined the fray. The ghosts, like, they're not bad against Hydras, Lings, and Banes themselves. Of course, you don't want to be clumped up against Banelings ever. Snipe the Hydras! Oh, firing squad! Boom, 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 boom. That's the noise. That's the noise they make. Meanwhile, this is a very expensive army. Pick up the ghosts! I'm Twitch chat right now. Big game, why didn't you pick up the ghosts when you could have? He picks up the Vikings. Oh, and he gets the infestors! 3 out of 4. That's a good take. The nibbly boys are rained down. Broodlings chewing through. Very sad marauders. Just 3 queens to deal with this. He'll be tearing through me. Oh! Put your heads in the creek. You'll be... Heromarine just took a couple seconds to snipe Banelings. Not Banelings, Changeling. Nobody saw that. Before he picked up. Jacked up and good to go. They'll think I'm one of them. A single tank, a few Widow Mines. None of them go off, but there are some ghosts at the back. The Broodlords are a long way from the base. There is opportunity here. Some snipes. Great fungal! And that takes a lot of the wind out of Heromarine sails here. He's still going to go forward. This army is going to die. Reinforcements are stimming through. A couple infestors. Where are the broods? The broods were defending the other flank. But when Heromarine reinforced, Elazer realizes he's committing a lot to take this base out. It's been mining for a while. EMP over the top, hits an infestor. The Marauders going to work, slamming down that hatch. I think they'll commit. They do. Drops back. Meanwhile, Elazer is deathly afraid of what's happening on the other front. But Heromarine is focusing all his efforts. I think the fact that he's been going back and forth, side to side, having things on both sides the entire game, has set Elazer up to believe there's always going to be an attack over here. Like, he's preemptively dealing with the attack. But Heromarine, in his biggest of brains for the biggest of games, instead just attacked with everything in one spot. The chess master. Now, of course, he's back to the 2-spot multi-pronged attack. Target the base! Oh, he could have gotten it. The Widow Mine? Nothing. Ghosts involved. Where are the Broodlords? The Broodlords were yanked to the south, and now Heromarine commits most of his forces to the north. He's pulling them apart. Mediocre fungal. No, just a bad fungal. 3 Marines that got healed. You know, this drop. He's being chased down by a lot of supply, but serious bases are being taken out. Here are the Broodlords. Heromarine might want to back off. He decides he's looking for a fight. The Ghosts dodge out of fungal range. Looking for snipes. Down go Corruptors. Vikings find an angle, but the Broodlord's easily chewing through everything else on the ground. Awkward fight there for both sides, I feel. 14 drones went down. The Vikings are gone. A lot of the bio, but that can easily be replaced. Don't tell them that. There's still some Whittle mines left behind. Advanced ballistics now, as we scale up even more. Now, to be honest, Elazer... Oh, wow. Yeah, that tells a story. Elazer started mining out of bases. He started losing bases. And Heromarine has established the two that were vulnerable before. So now, he has a significant income advantage. The army value is just about even. A Widowmine kills an Infestor. Broodlord splashing over... Widowmine splashing over Broodlords. Cloak is on the way. I have to assume that's for the Ghosts. The Fusion Core. Advanced ballistics at the 6th base, give or take. And this is game 1, by the way. Cloak is finishing. Everybody's kind of slowed down because now we're at the point where it's a... We were in the booming economy for both sides, where everybody has 3-4 mining bases or close to it. They got thousands of minerals and gas a minute. But those bases are starting to dry up, and players are starting to worry about their long-term investments. Broodlords and Infestors are obviously about the most long-term investment you can make, and Heromarine starting to add in a lot more Liberators and Vikings. The fight begins. Some Ghosts getting snipes off, but not killing that many of the Broodlords. The Nibbly Boy's raining down, but he's tearing through. The snipes are more than enough. Everything on the ground is gone. He stood his ground, and he pushed through. There just wasn't nearly enough to support. There weren't enough Banelings, not enough Fungals. Heromarine realized he could pick a fight and win. And just like that, 1-0. Elazer looked like he was struggling to find the game-winning move, especially like I think his best opportunity was when the Broodlords come out. Like, that's usually when you see the game swing. But Heromarine kept going side to side, back and forth, and made it nearly impossible. So Big Gabe puts a point on the board. I don't think it's like Elazer did anything particularly wrong. It's just very difficult to deal with a Terran that's playing like that unless you're able to take... You need to find a way... The way we saw Raynor deal with it is Nidus. Now, there weren't any Lurkers involved there, and I don't think Lurkers would have necessarily been good. Lurkers seem to be more popular against mech than against bio, which I guess you're kind of countering immobile siege units with immobile-ish siege units. So this is a pull first from Elazer, but no gas. It's just kind of a, are you gonna go full Terran and proxy Rex me in game 2? He's not. I think Heromarine can be pretty happy with game 1. SCV Scout, just going to be looking for expansion timing and then maybe block the 3rd. Now, of course, when it's pull first, you're not really going to block the 3rd with like an engineering bay or something. Yep, those are Zerglings. He sees the hatch timing, though, right? Yeah. So, what the hatch timing gives away is essentially whether or not he's actually committed. Like, if the hatch was only a third of the way done, or even not existing at all, it's probably some sort of all-in. But if the hatch is nearly done, and Zerglings are out, it's just kind of a more defensive pool first. Or at least it looks that way. That's what Elazer wants it to look like. Why? He's building roaches. The Reaper may see them. 3 roaches. There's already a bunker. Wait, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Heromarine is obviously afraid of something like this. There's a pool first with no gas first, but I guess the not uncommon follow-up is roaches. Yeah, he's really looking for him. He found him, of course. Elazer literally just made 3 roaches. That's it. That's the whole game. I guess the whole package. It's still a... Oh, there was a drone at the 3rd. It's still a big commitment to get a roach horn and build those roaches. But Heromarine has built a bunker. He's building a cyclone. He's not getting any of the Hellions you'd normally expect. Elazer moved his Overlord. I don't think he did it because he needs high ground vision. He did it because he wants Heromarine to think he needs high ground vision. He wants Heromarine to think this is a Ravager push. It's not. So that allows Elazer a whole lot of space, which he's really using right now. I think Heromarine, as time goes on, is learning more and more that... Oh. Bamboozled. Was this worth it? It's hard to tell. Like, it's one of those weird scenarios where Big Gabe is stuck on kind of an awkward unit composition, but also it's not a small investment to go for any amount of roaches early. So I'm going to say yes. I think it got everything he could have expected out of it. And here's the double bamboozle. All right. He's got roaches and lings, but just enough to make it seem like now I'm all inning. Now I'm going for the attack. You should be scared of me. But I don't think with this Reaper coming in, Heromarine going to be scared of much. Banshee spotted. The one thing that Big Gabe doesn't have is Hellions. That's what kind of goes by the wayside if you have to build a Cyclone early. Otherwise, pretty comfortable economically. Now that he's confirmed there's no follow-up attack either, there's really no threat until air tech kicks in. The Banshee will have Cloak, but he only built... Well, oh wait, where's the second? Okay. 2 Banshees. Very dangerous. But Elazer's already seen Banshees, so he shouldn't take serious damage. And he's got a layer down. Wait. Oh. I don't know if he just barely missed it there, or... Well. There's already an Overseer. Elazer's very ready for this. It looks like he's going to go into Ling Bang. The Banshees find nothing here. And as time goes on, even if the Banshees rack up 5, 8, 10 kills, it means less and less because Elazer has already established a solid drone count. A Banshee coming in when he has 43 drones and killing 6 drones is a bigger deal than a Banshee coming in at 65 and killing 10. It's just the relative amount of income. It's bio. Elazer knows it's bio. Heromarine knows it's bio. You know it's bio. I know it's bio. Where's my mech? Maybe next game. Assuming we get there. Get some TY games. TY's been going mech against everything, even if it isn't very good. Against Protoss. Absolute madman. Things are, despite the awkward early game, things are kind of shaping up similar to how they did in the previous match. We got a double drop of Marines, ready to clear creep and pressure a fourth. Upgrade slightly ahead for Heromarine. Oh, does he actually get the fourth? I don't think so. Does he pick up? Infestation pit, though. This is the kicker. This is something we didn't see last game. That is a quick infestation pit. Is he rushing ultras? Because Heromarine very reliant on those bio compositions. And while bio can deal with ultras... No, wait. Is it actually for he's building Ravagers. What am I watching? Elazer. Dazzle me. Interesting phrasing. So the infestation pit is done and nothing's happening on it. Heromarines pressuring. He doesn't have his 2-2 started. Well, I could have waited 3 seconds. Ravagerling Bane is the choice. I wouldn't be surprised to see a second factory slap down as well for more siege tanks. What is the infestation pit for? Elazer, tell me your secrets. Well, he does want the 2-2. 73 drones is perfectly fine. The income, that's only a couple hundred of a swing. It's essentially whether or not there's 2 mules or 3. This is happening. I don't know what the infestation pit is. Like, maybe he decided he just needed more mid-game units. I want to see the... Even if they don't work, I want to see the ultras. There it is. It's ultra. It has to be ultras. He's not going to rush Broodlords. If he's going to rush Broodlords, he builds a Spire in the next 20 seconds or so. Of course, he has to also not die. And this is a dangerous push. 4 siege tanks. Heromarine always has a kicker, though. The double drop to the north. There's nothing to really take out medevacs. Just ward them away. Well set up. He's already given up the base. Elazer, is he going to go for the full surround? Or... Here he comes! Every single side. Baneling speed is done. Marines caught in the crossfire. Tanks don't know what to shoot. Either way, they're going to hit Marines. All the tanks are gone. Marines cleaned up. It looks like the base! The base! Killed by the Banshee! A redeeming victory in a relatively sound defeat. The Banshee killed the base while everybody was tied up on the middle of the map. And losing that 4th base is a whole lot of both income and it's a lot of income as well as, oh my god, larva. That's it. That's the one. We got there. The Banshee's still going to work. There is another base here. Oh my god. The Banshee's still alive. The tank goes down. Are the Ravagers enough? No. The Hive is done. 2-2 just now is finishing. Heromarine fought that battle with an upgrade advantage. I think it shows. We'll never get to see the Hive tank here. Because Heromarine is tearing through everything! There's nothing left to stand against him! The Marines find their fight, and we go to match point. I believe this is the ESL Open Cup Finals. Not 100%. But first, if I've learned anything from professional organizations, match point, time. It's time to run a quick advertisement. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be right back. With Game 3 of Heromarine versus Elazer. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about Wardy. Wardy, not your favorite English in the literal sense of the word caster. Wardy, not a fashion icon. Wardy, not one of the most huggable people on the planet. Wardy, not the huge fan of Disneyland, like multiple times going to Disneyland in California. No, Wardy, the content creator and community pillar. Wardy, if you don't know, sends out replay packs of all the hundreds of games that he covers to anyone who subscribes to his channel. So make sure to check that out. Subscribe to his channel for that support, and then continue watching my casts of his replays from these tournaments. Thank you guys for that. If you could like and subscribe, and did you know I have a whole playlist of professional game casting, of very, very much not professional game casting, and then, of course, in between is Florencio, and so many things like that. Playlists are a thing. You can just click it once, and then go through all that. Go to the end screen. It'll be right there whenever this series is over. So make sure to check that out. Like, subscribe, all of the things. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check out Wardy. And now, this is for you, watching live, or maybe on YouTube. Did you know? Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime, connected with Twitch, Twitch Prime, sub to me, I get money. What's not to love? Thank you. Good luck. Jimmy. And good night. Thank you guys for sticking around. Game 3. Terran! Game 3. Heromarine has kind of refined his efficiency. Game 1 took 25 minutes. Game 2 was only 11 or 12. Both essentially played out once we got past the early game the same way. Early defense and whatever pressure you can put on into a double drop to keep control of the situation, and then just continual multi-pronged marine tank medevac pressure. We didn't even get to the phase. Like, I was really excited for Elazer going for that quick hive. I really wanted to see where that was going to go. But alas, Heromarine just walked up and killed him. It's a pull first again. Will it be another early Roach follow-up? Maybe this time he commits. How many mind games are at play here? We will see. The pull first is usually, it's more of a, in my opinion, more of a proxy racks defense than it is a option for early aggression. Well, it depends. Obviously, if you're doing like a one base Ravager all in, well, there you go. That's kind of fallen out of style since people learned how to use Cyclones. But it's mostly saying, like, we are we're on game 3 of a series. And you being a Terran player, that gives you somewhere between a 24 and 38.48%, repeating, of course, chance of proxy raxing me now. So, once again, the hatch is spotted. And we'll see if Heromarine adjusts his response at all. I felt like last time was perfectly fine. Like, he trusted. It wasn't an all-in, but he verified. Trust, but verify. Oh, yeah. Take that, rocks! Sorry. And the Reaper was a huge part of just making sure that he knew what was going on. So, the Reaper comes back because those Zerglings can sneak out of the base. He doesn't know exactly where the Zerglings are. You got to keep it here until you get some more units to make sure your command center doesn't get, well, either forced to lift or canceled even. But that is not the case. It's just going to be speed this time. Elazer, another measured follow-up. Reaper's just chilling for now. A couple Lings are waiting for their moment. I don't know if their moment will ever come, but we will see. Starport, as usual. I can't remember the last time I saw a 2-1-1. Especially at this level, like... The Terrans who I mean, there are, of course, the Diamond Terrans who've been doing 2-1-1 for 4 years since Beyond first showed it, but... You're asking them to learn a new build? Let's be honest here. Will he get it? Wait, is he going mech? Just because he lifted his barracks he gets the Ovi. Just because he lifted his barracks that far out doesn't mean he's not going mech. I mean, he's going mech, but it definitely increases the likelihood. I'm sure Elazer is kind of weighing that too. Knowing whether or not your opponent is going for mech sooner or before they're attacking you is huge. Sometimes players will have the wool pulled over their eyes for so long that they're sitting on like Ling Bane against Hellbat Widowmine, and well, that doesn't go well. Right now, I don't. Heromarine hasn't showed his hand, and Elazer is just kind of covering all his bases, literally and figuratively, by going for the Roach Warren, getting plenty of queens. There's a battle cruiser on the way, but queens are usually at least a match for it. He's walled off, so the Hellions can't go sneaking in. Just trying to make sure the Hellions can't go sneaking in. Had to test it. Battlecruiser's halfway done, and no, it's not going to be mech. He's sticking with his namesake. Little scouting there. Yes, that is a Roach Warren. It is upgrading speed. You know what's not good against battlecruisers? Roaches. Now, will Heromarine just jump? I'd imagine he just jumps. And then, because, yeah, one battlecruiser. Just one for the road. Apparently he's just going to walk it across, though. Fly. I get it. The only difference between... Yeah, sure, this game is a battlecruiser, but it's going to be a marine tank with 3 bases and an upgrade advantage for Heromarine. This time Elazer is leaning more into roaches. I think... Well, he did jump. He's got no kills. The queens are chasing him. But, of course, why do they let them get these things so early? How does he get a capital ship when I don't have a layer gun? I think Elazer is leaning into the idea this is mech. Roaches are... They can deal with marine tank, but the style here, Marine with the constant multitasking. Like, drops everywhere. If you're out of position for a couple seconds, well, you've lost a base, dozens of drones. That battlecruiser's looking for the drone. Roaches just don't really count. Heromarine is more on fire than that drone right now. He knows exactly what he's looking for and what he wants. And he's only showing Elazer things that are going to make him think, well, I was going to say think our mech, but at this point, Elazer seems to be adjusting his course into Lings and Banes. Battlecruiser jumped home, I assume for repair. Roaches show up. They do have speed. I mean, Ravager Lingbane is okay. Okay at best. Just doesn't have the cost efficiency that Heromarine is requiring of the Zerg. Double drop, heading out. Here we go again. We've seen this story before, but I'll rewatch it a couple dozen times. Hellions are going north. We'll distract for a second. The medevac south. Elazer reacting to the Hellions means he has limited units in the natural. Classic bait and switch. It seems every game he's getting a little bit better at these tactics. And even the Zerglings, no, the Zerglings lose. Even without combat shield done. He has 1-1. A Muta gunned down as it pops out of the egg. He gets in, and he gets out. He spots the Muta, kills one, and gets out with most of the Marines. 2-2 has started. Elazer behind in upgrades. And oh, Act 2, the tank push. The problem with Mutas is they're not a defensive unit. Mutas need to be out there getting, like, killing workers, cutting off reinforcements, sniping tanks. The Mutas are in the middle of nowhere doing nothing as Heromarine rips through the creep. Tanks are already sieging. He's consolidated all of his forces. The battlecruiser jumps into the front. The Mutas are nowhere to be seen. Maidenlings try to make it through, but most of the Marines stand their ground and are more than enough. There's only one... he left some Marines near home. Oh no, oh no, oh no. There are things happening on the other side. Elazer loses all of his Mutas! Effectively. He was microing against the front push. And that's it. Heromarine just... Typical German efficiency. Game 1, 25 minutes. Game 2, 13 minutes. Game 3, boom, 9 minutes. We got it figured out. Big Gabe once again comes up with a decisive victory, making it that much harder to complain if Terran gets buffed or nerfed. One way or another, we'll find a way. 3-0, clean sweep, and it didn't look that particularly close. Heromarine has that style on lock, and it's fun to watch. If you agree, like, subscribe, check out Wardy, check out... Now, I don't even know if I should say this, but you probably already know. Heromarine streams on most days, and he plays top, like, obviously top 16 GM, and he commentates in German and English, and he makes other streamers who will not be named look kind of bad because he can do that. But also that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck, and have fun.